Hi everybody, it's me Josie Gito. Sigra wanted to hear how my name was pronounced. It's pronounced with the soft G, Gito. And I wanted to show you my jelly prints. I've already started working, so some of them are all ripped off. Last night while I was watching Sigra picking paints to do her jelly prints, I was doing the same thing, but I was picking paints to do the stenciling. So, like I said, I started a job already, so that way I'll be showing it to you soon. And another one. Using all, I used some stamps. Actually, maybe this is the only one that I use stamps with. The rest of them are all done with stencils. Now, I can't remember, I'm sorry, I was working with my jelly plate yesterday, yeah, so I melted it down, I reset it again, looked perfect, added more gelatine, and it cracked again. So I don't know, I'm going to have to keep on remelting it every time I want to use it, or it's just got a small tiny crack. I can probably get away with using it for a little bit. But then there was something else that I noticed, that I tried using flyers to do some jelly printing. And when I put the flyer on it, I guess it's another type of paper, but it kind of like just started ripping off the top layers of the jelly, so it's all uneven. So that one, yeah, I do have to remelt again. I have two little round ones that I can use in the meantime if I do want to do more. But yeah, but I melted it down, I put it in the fridge, and it came out perfect. But there is something wrong with it. So this time I'm gonna add more glycerin, see what happens. I'm experimenting with all of this. This is another one. This is one of my favorites. Beautiful stencil. I didn't do them all, but I did get a fair amount done. Here's another one. These were one of my first jelly prints that wasn't done on a jelly plate at all. It was done on, I don't like to talk bad about things, but I am having a bad experience with it. It's not the same as, I can't say it's the same as the jelly plate because I don't have a real jelly plate. I have a fake jelly plate. The Creative Palette, I don't know. You can't use stencils on it, and which is a real shame, because the stencils is what really gives you, you know, a lot of texture into a thing. You can use stamps into it. That you can use stamps instead. I think on the jelly plate they recommend you not to use stamps. On this you can use stamps. And this is one of my very, very first prints, so don't take it as an example. It was just my first tryouts. Even this one too. This was one of my first tryouts too. On the, what's it called? Creative Palette by Stempendous. And this one, this is done always with my jelly plate, my homemade jelly plate. Some of these you guys probably saw me do on a video the other day. Nice hands, huh? Here's another one of my favorites as well too. In fact, this is the one that stuck to the jelly plate by mistake, and I don't know if you can see that, but this is all jelly that I had to scrape off with the knife, because I was, oh my goodness, I said one of my favorite prints, and there was jelly stuck all over it. So I don't know, I just laid it down for a second, and it attached to it. It's what's happening to my jelly plate. The top layers start peeling off. This is the other side, which is one of my favorites too. So this one here, where I use, this is always a stencil. Yeah, this flower is a stencil. It's not a stamp. This one here. Some more. So yeah, so she was doing this video picking colors, and I started picking colors too without looking. Because, you know, you're sitting there, you go, okay, what color am I going to use next to put, you know, a new color on top of your jelly plate? And so I was just reaching over too and just picking it out. And whatever came out, I used. It was funny. I don't know if I showed you the other side to this one. I think I did, yeah. And then there's this one. I love this stencil here. It's a Tim Holtz stencil. And there's a whole bunch more. That not all of them are stencils, but I'm ready to use them just the same. This is another Tim Holtz. Over here. There we go. This is another Tim Holtz stencil. This was a stencil by, oh, what's her name? Diane. She does sprays too. I'm sorry, I can't remember the name. This was done with silks, but it wasn't done with a jelly plate because I did try a little piece on the jelly plate and it dyed it right away. Not because it dyed it, because it doesn't matter to me, but this was done in another sense. This was done, I poured some paint on here and just started scraping it with a credit card. And then I put a jelly print. I put the stencil on top of here after I finished using it on the jelly plate. Which, this is very nice. No. Now this was a new tryout this morning because I want to see if I can substitute my jelly plate with, how can you say it, with something else. So I got my yoga pad. And I cut it up into a square. I got a nice heavy type of plastic, like the plastic you buy to cover up your comforters with while you're putting them away. And I cut a piece and I put it on top. Now, this was the effect alone, and it doesn't really come out all that great, but something does come out of it if you have to. You see, there's the jelly. Look at that. That's how the jelly rips off. See? Look at that. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Because I can use it for like a couple of hours, and then this will start happening after. So obviously I am doing something wrong. Or it's just what happens after a while. Throw it out. Okay, here's another one. Sometimes I like the other sides better. And, oh yeah, there's lots more. Just grabbing them off the table and behind me. This is another one. Windy day today. Now this was off of my round jelly plate. There's a little bit of jelly off, but this is not. Comes off the edge when you're trying to clean it. Take it out of its pan. Because with that big one, I made two small round ones as well too. Because when I did it the other day, I had to put more gelatin, which means you had to put more liquid in it as well too. So it was just too much for the two pans. So I got out another little pan and started doing that too. Now this one is done with the yoga pad. This was done with my round one. These ones I still have to stencil. You don't have to stencil them. They look beautiful just like they are too. But you know, while I'm watching other videos, I sit here and keep them company. This was done with the yoga pad. Here's another one. Still more. I think these are the last ones. That's a no-no. These are always my jelly plate. Little piece. This is silks underneath. An acrylic glaze. The round one. This was done with the yoga mat. No, this was done with the round one. Yep, you can see the shape. This was done with the yoga mat, which I can fix these ones up. There's no problem with that. They're always beautiful. This was done with the round one. And last but not least, this was done with my original one, and there's lots of jelly on this too. I don't know if you guys can see that. See the shininess on there? That's all jelly. See? It's peeling off. Anyways, I wanted to show you what I will be doing. Sitting down here chit-chatting a little bit with you guys. I can't find my embossing folders because in this move, I don't know where they are. I've been looking for them. But I've been thinking lately because they were in a small box and they were really tight. And when I was shopping the other day, I saw this. I think they keep chocolate bars in here at the supermarket. Actually, I have another one that's a bit smaller too. And I grabbed it so I can put my embossing folders in here and keep them nice and neat. So I was working on this. So I was saying, yeah, I've been watching the last few videos of Lori. And she made a beautiful drop paper that she, that's because she was watching Sigra Soto doing this beautiful drop paper with all the cuts that were left from cutting flowers and cutting hearts, and she just got all these cutouts that that she was saving, her scraps, and that's it, her scraps. So she was putting all those together and making this beautiful drop paper. And Lori did the same thing, but Lori's showing us what she's doing with hers at the moment. So yeah, I'm having a good time watching. They're beautiful. They're coming out beautiful. But I can't wait to see what Sigra does with them. I want to see. So I think I'm going to do this all the way inside. Now this is a piece that I've already done before starting the video, which is coming out pretty nice. Look at that. And I want to do all the inside. Although I'm going to do the whole thing all the way around, so that way I cover up these pieces too, these angles here. The inside, I'll probably leave the bottom, but do all the sides. So that way, I think this is going to be bigger than my embossing powders. The other one that I had is smaller, but I don't think, embossing folders, but I don't think they're going to fit in there. So start on this side now. Then just picking them randomly, ripping them up, collaging. It's yucky weather today. It's been like this for a couple of days actually, which really we don't mind because of we know what's coming in for us, the heat that will be joining us soon here in Sicily. It's really hot, gets really hot. Oh, my friend came in yesterday in Sicily. She's going to be staying at the army base, and we know each other only through Facebook. So I can't wait to meet her in person. Of course, she's going to have to settle down first, and a long trip. It's a long trip, yeah. I think she posted yesterday that she had to stop off in Spain, I think it was, for a few hours, which is a bummer because you're so tired on the plane. It's a long trip. if you're coming from, I originally come from Toronto, so that was a 9-hour flight. That's a 9-hour flight to Rome. And then from Rome, you have to get down here to Sicily, which is another, well, let's say give and take all the time that you have to wait for the plane, and, you know, by the time it leaves, and a couple of hours, another couple of hours, maybe 3 by the time you get home, because we live far away from the airport. It takes 2 hours to get to the airport. Yeah, so poor thing. I hate traveling. I hate long trips. That's what I hate. I haven't been home in since '96. Long time. All this jelly is everywhere. It's everywhere. So our construction hasn't started yet. There has been a delay because somebody needed, my brother-in-law, who's going to be doing the work, needed him urgently because they had problems at their house. So we're going to be waiting still another week for them to start. And yeah, so we'll be starting a bit of construction. It's going to be a summer of dust. That's what it's going to be. Summer of dust. But we'll get through it. And I'm still looking for, I don't know where everything went. I lost things in this move. Like, I just moved from one room to another. I didn't move. I was in the kitchen and I moved into his living room, my father-in-law's living room. Where some things went, I don't know. It's so funny. Like, I've been looking for those embossing folders for 2 days now. Like, where did I put them? They were organized in a box. You know, they had a little box, and I looked over here where I have all my dies and everything and my big shot machine, and they should be there. They should be around. They're not. Oh, well, they'll come out soon. Just folding through here, seeing which one I want to put on next. I love that one. Oh, put a little bit of oh, there is something that I did want to show you guys that I think I'm going to be doing in parts because it is a long job. So here, especially in the summer, because you know it's so hot, we keep all the doors open, and we have air conditioning in a couple of the rooms, well, not in the whole house, but to keep the air flowing, we keep everything open, because on one side I have the beach. I'm only five-minute walk away from the beach. And on the other side, I have mountains. Really, we're right in the middle of everything. And I live on a plantation. Even my husband loves to garden, so we always have fruit and vegetables all year round. Anyways, I forgot what I was saying. Good. I do that often. Just lose the thing. Just lose the topic of what I was saying. Okay, so I was saying that, you know, the doors will start... how do you call it? See, I forgot that word in English again. The doors will start closing by their own and banging and everything. So I want to do a couple of door stops, and I found this. It's a wine box that that was given to us for Christmas. And I don't know if I'm going to leave one of these little doors open, but I do want to do one side will be summery. You know, I was thinking of doing trees with gauze and little birdies and butterflies that fly. Then I'll fill it up with rocks. And the other side I wanted to do Christmas. Like, I'll do the sides that will be going well with the summer. But then for Christmas time, I can turn it around and I'll have something Christmassy that we can put, I don't know if you guys are going to be seeing this, in front of the door. I'm going to leave the handle so that way you can pick it up and move it as you please. And then I can just fill it up with rocks. I can fill them up directly from here. Because you won't be seeing the inside. But won't that look cute when I put something in behind here? I'm going to have to paste something in behind here, a design, whatever I want to do in there. If I decide to keep them open, I could close them up and just do a uniform design. So yeah, I want to be doing this in my next few videos, or I'm going to be doing it step by step because it is a long process. This is a process that I'm doing It's called Venetian stucco, and it's a technique that you spread the stucco on. You put the gauze on top, spread more stucco on top, and then take off the gauze, and it gives you that leathery look. It looks like leather when it's finished. And I just wanted that for a base to give it a bit more, to start off with some texture on top of it. I'm going to do it all the way around. And this technique, actually, I used on a piece of furniture. My son had this weird shape of aquarium and that he bought secondhand, and he had to do a piece of furniture. Can you hear that rain? It's even raining now. Yeah, it's raining. So he built a piece of furniture to go under this aquarium, this weird shaped aquarium. And it was the very first piece of furniture that he did. He did it perfectly. It's holding the aquarium. It's been holding it for about 5 years. Anyways, I decorated it with this type of technique with the gauze because I wanted to. I saw it once, I think, on Debbie Travis' show. And she made this piece of furniture. It was done for a Moroccan room. In fact, my piece of furniture, it's finished in that style as well too. It's kind of like a Moroccan feel, but it looks like it's been under the sea for years. It kind of looks rusty, and it's really, really cool. And it doesn't go well in my living room, but I did it because I liked it with the aquarium. Like, my son will probably take it with him when he leaves one day, because I don't know how to take care of the aquarium, so he's going to have to take them anyways. He's got 2 of them. That's one of the smaller ones. He's got a big, huge one too in his bedroom. So yeah, he's going to have to take that with him. And so I did this technique on furniture, and like I said, it's been 4 or 5 years, and it's been lasting. It's beautiful. It's resisting. I thought the stucco might have started coming off, but this is, like I said, it's Venetian stucco. I bought this big, huge pail, and I still have it after so many years because it lasts so long. You just have to keep it covered and make sure that, actually, I even have it here. This is what it looks like. I think you can do this technique with normal stucco if you wanted to. Like I said, I have this, so I'm using it up. I've even been using it as modeling paste. So, I'm trying to get rid of it because it is a big pail. It's like a 5-liter pail. So, I want to do that in my next few videos. We'll be doing it step by step, so that way, like I said, I don't know how to edit my videos. Not that I don't do it. I do not know how to do it. I'm still a beginner in all of this, so I'm learning as I'm going, and I'm teaching myself. Strange weather. I made my own glue because I finished my Mod Podge, and sincerely, I didn't want to spend 15 euro. That's what it cost me, 15 euro, maybe almost 16 euro. It's almost a liter, the bottle, but I still think it's too expensive. And, with that 15 euro, I can buy something else. I can buy an embossing folder. I can buy 2 embossing folders. I can buy some kind of die cut. I can buy, there's so many other things that I can buy. I just bought some normal white glue at the store the other day, lots of it, so that way I have it in the house too. And I'm mixing it with water, and I also put, depending how much glue I'm mixing up, but I will put about a tablespoon of varnish in there, clear varnish, and it just gives it that touch of, a little bit of, not glossy, it won't come out glossy. It's not like when you buy Mod Podge gloss that it doesn't come out that gloss, but it's okay. It's doable. Now this one is probably going to run because these are silks underneath. And silks run. Beautiful acrylic silks. So I'm not thinking if I should add something more to this. I'm going to leave both these sides. It's sticking. This is a baking sheet that I've had for years here. I try to cover up I don't usually use it for this type of things. I usually use it only when I got my heat gun out. because it does protect my table underneath a bit. So turn it over this way, upside down, and continue here. Yeah, I was saying I don't think I'm going to close it off on one side. I'm going to keep them open on both sides. Here, there's an opening here and an opening here. And then I want to make some cards too. I saw in another video, once upon a time, these cards being made to divide your embossing folders, because I have lots. I have lots. Ever since I've had my big shot, you know, my kids, when I have a birthday or, you know, there's something going on, they'll pick some up for me. At least they buy me something that, you know, I like. I'm laughing like it's, you know, husband comes home, I bought you a gift. What? Washing machine. Oh, thanks. What a gift. That looks pretty cool, huh? That looks really cool. Like, they're already beautiful one by one, but all mixed up together. And I wasn't always very crazy about, you know, this Diggle Bash stuff and mixing all this stuff up. It's ever since I've been into this mixed media that I've really started to like this stuff. It's really nice. You change in the years, you know. Your taste changes as well too. Like, as for now, I think I would hit, if I had to do another home, redecorate a whole another home, I think I possibly would go a bit modern as well too. It's changes you do, like, you know, your taste changes as well. It's like that, you know. Everybody gets sick of their home, the furniture they have and everything. We'd all love to remodel more often. But I only do it when it's necessary. I had to buy new couches. It's been a few years since I bought them, but, you know, I had to buy them because my other ones were getting ruined. With 4 kids, the things get ruined in this house. They're rowdy. They're all boys, so they're rowdy. Really rowdy. They're jumping all over the place. Now they're a bit calmer because the younger one, the youngest is 13. And the oldest is 25. I have a 23-year-old. And I have a 17-year-old that will be turning 18 in September. And 18 here is a big deal because they get their driver's license at 18. It's like there when you turn 16. Yeah, so September, a big party for my son Valentino. Hey, Dottie. My puppy, my baby. She's my baby. My kids are growing up and she's my baby now. She's a sweetheart. She's only 3 years old. She's a lab. And she was given to us by a friend that had to get rid of this litter of puppies really quick because they had to move. So my kids had been bugging me for years to get them a dog, and it's not because I love animals, I really do, but if I couldn't have dedicated the right time to them, because I have such a big family, I didn't want it. I had a cat. The cats are much more easier to take care of. Dog is another thing, you know, and then my kids were small, so they were probably on the floor, and that bugs me because there was a dog there, and, you know, cleaning up and everything. My house is always dusty because we are on the ground floor, and like I said, we're in the middle of a plantation. So there's lots of dust. There's always tractors going, and they're plowing the lands and everything. It's a beautiful place. It's a really beautiful place. We live about 3 kilometers away from our town, our hometown. here, so we're a bit, it's not too far. It's not a big town. It's not, you know, not big, but look at this orange one. That one's pretty. Yeah, so we finally got this dog, and the kids were old enough, you know, they were supposed to take responsibility, which, nah, didn't happen. That was me, but I don't mind at all. I don't mind at all. And lately we got a little kitten because we found her in front of the supermarket who was almost dying. So we have Molly and Dottie. Molly's our kitten. She's a cat now. And Dottie is so happy. She's so happy. So a few months ago, my mother lived really close by. Now she lives in town. A few months ago, somebody had the bright idea to leave a box full of kittens, 3 kittens, in front of my mother's house because they knew that we were animals lovers. Because my mother and my sister have cats. So I go to my mom's and I hear this meow, meow, and there's kittens in that box. They had already found them. They were in front of her house. I go, where did these kittens come from? I said, somebody left them in front of the house in a box, in a shoe box, closed up with a string. Now, I think they closed it up with the string to make sure that the kittens wouldn't have run out onto the road. But, come on, you guys. Like, don't just abandon kittens like that. So I said, you know what, I'll take them home and I'll take care of them. And I'm going to talk to my son Vito and see if we can find homes for them. I had no intentions of having a cat because I just lost my Leo that I had for 10 years. And so we had the dog. We already had Dottie. So I bring these kittens home. I bring them over here where my craft room was, where Dottie's always with me anyways. And I put them in a bathroom here that's not being used. So I put the litter box there for them. In here there was lots of furniture. It was more of a storage place in the meantime. So I was scared the cats were going to start getting under places that then we couldn't get them out of. What Dottie was going to do, how she was going to react with them. She took care of them. These little kittens couldn't even go to the bathroom on their own. She was stimulating them. I know it's gross, but she was stimulating them. And when I had them in the bathroom, she would lie down in front of the door and wouldn't let anybody close by. She was just, she's a natural mother. She's already had a litter of pups. She had them the first time she went in heat. And she was such a good mommy because I've been told that when dogs become mothers at a young age, sometimes they won't take the responsibility of taking care of their puppies. Like, they're small, they're still young. Yeah, so, and she took care of them. I had them in the house for about 4 or 5 days. We had ended up keeping one of them, which sadly disappeared on us. We could not find him anywhere. He just disappeared. And then we found Molly a couple of weeks after, at a supermarket. We looked high and low for this little kitten. My husband was madly in love with this little kitten. Such a shame. And yeah, so now I have Molly. We found homes for the other 2 kittens. And when I brought Molly home, Dottie did the same thing. She took care of her. You know, it was like, come on, I'm your mommy now. And they're so attached. They sleep together on the same couch. I have an old couch here, and they sleep together on the couch. When I take Dottie for walks, because I'm on a road, you know, there's not lots of cars. So when I do take my dog out for a walk, I usually don't have a leash because we'll go up and down this road, walking back and forth. And my cat, she'll follow us. You know, where are you guys going? I want to come too. I can't stand this glue on my hands. Start doing the inside. Yeah, anyways, I'm going back to the jelly plate. I've already been looking on the computer, seeing if in Italy they sell this jelly plate. I haven't had luck. Now I'm going towards England because I don't want to do this all the time. You know, I want nice prints. This jelly, if it was because it only cracked and I would have to reheat it and everything, I just can't find it here anymore. So I think when I am ready to get it, for now I'll be using that, but when I am ready to get a jelly plate, I do want to get the big one if I can, because I like doing fabric, because there's something I want to do with that fabric. I sew a lot too, so I do patchwork, so I would love to get my hands on, you know, jelly prints done on fabric. That would be just, oh, I would love to do that. Yeah, so let's see if I can find it. You know, I'm gonna start with Italy. If I don't have luck with Italy, like until last night I didn't have luck finding it. If I don't have luck with Italy, I'll start with England, and I'm sure I can get it from there. It's gonna cost me a lot, I know it is, because I just saw the prices on Amazon that the big one is the 49. I think it was 49 pounds, maybe. I'm not sure. If the price was in euro or if it was in pounds. Anyways, and plus the postage. That's gonna be a killer. That's gonna be a real killer. I lately had sent 3 packs out, 2 to the States and 1 to England. And like when they told me the price of the postage, I was just stunned. I was just stunned. Like, I haven't ordered from the States in such a long time because I used to order all my fabrics from there. And the postage, no, it wasn't that bad back then. But apparently they're all saying that it's become very, very, very expensive. Here I always knew it was expensive, but I didn't think it was that expensive. I know you guys can't really see what I'm doing, but if I lay the box down, I'm not going to have luck on, the glue is going to be sticking all over the place. But this is something that I'm going to be doing calmly. I just have the inside. And like I said, I don't know if anybody has suggestions. Please let me know if I should go more on this, if I should do something. I don't know. Right now, I don't have any ideas. In fact, even with that bottle box that I want to do the door stopper with, it's like I stopped. It's been in my head for about 10 days. And okay, how am I going to do it? What am I going to do with it? I know I want to do a door stop for it because it's perfect. It's got a handle. I can fill it up with rocks and it'll be perfect that way. But how am I going to continue? You know, what I've decided that I do want to do like a spring thing, not a spring thing, a summery spring side and a Christmas side. That I'm decided on. That's going to be for sure because, you know, for Christmas time it'll be nice too to have something. I like decorating the house, especially with things that I've made. I love decorating the house. For now, you guys, I'm going to finish the inside, let it dry, and I'll be back with it. Okay? Bye-bye.